All right, I'm here at Upscale Downtown Consignments with Barbara Levitt, the owner of the operation. And why don't you just give me a little background about your business, how you got started, and just a little history on the business in general.
Okay. I started the business with a partner, Susan Tritter, exactly 4 years ago. And we started a consignment store because we wanted to provide upscale, which means stylish, contemporary clothing at an affordable price. We were able to find this location, which we thought was good, and we got a good rent from a great landlord who has continued to be one. And we stocked our store very quickly. Lots of people have lots of good stuff. And Susan stayed for 2 years. After 2 years, I decided to turn it into a vintage consignment shop, which was more interesting to me. And I really enjoyed collecting clothing and stories from many, many people throughout the area. So that's what's been going on the last 2 years. And I also acquired Gingy during that time period, and Gingy's become an integral part of the business. There are even people who won't shop if Gingy's not there that day. I sincerely believe that my business is going out of business because the parking situation in front of my store and in downtown Danbury is not acceptable to my customers. Some of my customers walk. Most of my customers come from quite a large area. We are a destination shop. People come from New York State, other parts of Connecticut, and really anywhere. Parking spaces in front of my store were removed in preparation for the garage that was put in around the corner. And since they've been removed, which is a period of about 2.5 years, people have been extremely angry and upset, unwilling to park in the garage, unable to figure out the system of the garage, and they've been receiving tickets. They've been confused about the parking across the street by the post office. They've been unable to figure out the right number of quarters to gauge their time. I look at my watch when people come in. I don't like to tell them to leave the store. Most of the time they don't come back, but on the other hand, I don't want them to get a ticket. And many days, many people get tickets, and it doesn't lead to good business relations. So the basic reason I'm going out of business is that the parking situation has not been addressed, and it is making it very uncomfortable, and it's not a doable situation for my business.
Okay, so list for my readers again. The parking spots in front of your business have been removed.
7.
So if you go out in front of Main Street here, you'll see that all the parking spots going up towards the new garage are now gone.
Correct.
Have you been given any explanation as to why the spots were removed in the first place?
The explanation, after numerous, I feel like hundreds of phone calls to various agencies in our city government, all the way up, and our state government, where I was referred back and forth several million times, said to me that these spots were removed because this is a state road. They were removed as a sight line so that people could make a turn to go to the garage. I don't really understand what that means. Now it's more ununderstandable because now there's a light that's been put there, and the light is superfluous to the fact that the parking spaces were removed, and therefore people coming to a corner will either go on a green light and make their right turn, and they don't need another sight line because it's still a 2-lane road. So that's the explanation I was given. Therefore, they made a mistake. Will they fix the mistake? I doubt it. Can you find a person to ask who really could make a decision? Impossible.
Now, you're not the only business that's being affected by these parking spots. Have you heard of similar complaints from other owners of businesses who are affected by the fact that there are no parking spots in front of their businesses here on Main Street?
Definitely. This morning I spoke to the lady in the beauty shop, which opened, I would say, about a year ago. I met her, and she said that it's a terrible situation. It's affecting them as well, but on this block specifically, it's affecting the music store, even though their spots were not removed in front of their store specifically, but they need us, there's no extra spots around for anyone, and they have people coming in with large instruments for fixing, for lessons, and the printing store on the corner. They say that the people are always complaining about being inconvenienced, and that is the one thing that people say the second they walk in here. The parking around here is awful. I cannot find a place to park. I parked over there. I put a quarter in. I said, that's only 15 minutes. Yeah, I know. I'll just deal with it.
You talked about the parking garage being confusing. Could you elaborate on that as well?
The machine in the parking garage, since there is no attendant like in the other parking garage and in City Center, the Patriot Garage, is absolutely impossible for people to understand. I have never asked my customers to pay for parking. I have since day one, even when there was only one garage, given them a ticket that either they gave to the man in the Patriot Garage, the person in the booth. In this garage, it is like a vending machine. You have to know where to put the ticket, how to put the money in, how to put the tickets in that I give them, which is the equivalent of money, and then know that the tickets come popping out if it's a course of more than an hour, and that those are to discard, and that the one that you need to keep to get out and put into the machine so the bar will raise is the one that is going to come out last. There is no major explanation of this, or even a minor explanation.